Hello and welcome to this video on basic importing. What? Yes, importing. So it's important that you learn how to import because it will save you a lot of time. Again, as a general overview, the idea, the goal here is that you want to set up one of your classes. So let's say you're teaching 5 sections of English 110. You want to set up one of your classes completely, and then from there you can copy and paste that whole thing into different classes. So really you only have to create the course once. And then from there, you can just then copy it to the other classes, other sections, which is good. But it also means that you need to make sure you get the first one right. Okay. In addition, since you're brand new or you want to use some other stuff, this is going to show you how to import stuff from the shell. So let's kind of go back in time. Let's go back up here. Okay. So under the required elements for English 110, again, we have one of the things is the syllabus. And again, the syllabus, when it's completed and when it's updated for the fall, when you download the syllabus at the very end will have a basic outline of kind of what should be done every single week. Okay. And again, this is from the spring because it hasn't been updated. Again, we don't have the calendar yet. Anyway, so we can see for the first weeks what we're going to be doing. Now, let's say I noted for week 2, I need to have this plagiarism lecture and this quiz. Okay, so I need to get this quiz into my Moodle shell, and I need to have it for week 2. Okay, no problem. So I'm going to go back to Moodle. I'm going to go back to my class that I'm working on here. So I want to put it into this class here. So what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn editing on. Basically, whenever I'm going to be monkeying around in Moodle, I just turn editing on because why not? Okay. Now I'm going to import this quiz. So how I do that is again click on the same thing, and I'm going to click on import. Now it'll give me a list of classes. Now this shows all the classes that I'm teaching, and you can find any class that you've taught or any class you have access to. Okay. To make it easy, what I do if I'm going to import from the shell, it's this PLC because that's for the professional learning community. Okay. Then I'm just going to search for PLC, hit continue, and then it'll just show me the different shells for the different classes. So we want to take something from English 110 from that shell. Okay. And then what we want to do, generally I leave all of these checked. I don't even mess with this. So let's just not mess with that. Let's leave those checked. Make this as easy on you as possible. Okay, now this shows you the different things you can import. Now, if you just keep it the way it is, it automatically has everything checked. Okay, that's, when you're first setting things up, that may be fine, but you really want to pick and choose what you're going to import at this point in time. Okay, so right now we're just going to click none. Okay, so none of whatever I'm about to do is going to be imported. I want to be able to choose what I want to import. I'm going to show you 2 different things. So if we go, as we're working on this English 110 class, remember I showed you how to create writing project 3. Okay. But I didn't put the directions in there. So let's say I want to do that, and I know that that's the thing that I'm going to need. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to import writing project 3. That's something from the shell I want to have that I'm going to put into my Moodle page. So I want that, and this other stuff I can, again, I'm just kind of building this as I go. And I want this quiz on plagiarism. So again, I just can't click on plagiarism. It says no, can't do it. I have to say I want something from this category, and from that category I want plagiarism. So again, like up here, I wanted something from the required elements. What did I want? I wanted writing project 3. Again, I'm doing 2 different things here to show you kind of the difference. Okay, so plagiarism. So all I'm going to import, basically, what I'm copying from the shell to put into my shell is the plagiarism quiz, and then the directions for writing project 3. Okay, so then I would just scroll all the way to the bottom. Okay. And it says backup quick. I don't really know what this does, to be honest with you, so just leave it checked. So let's just hit next, and it's going to say, okay, now are these the things you want? So it's going to say it has a check mark next to the things that you want to import, and X is next to things you don't want to import. Say yes. Now you can always go back and import this stuff later. Again, these are just the things we want to import for right now. So then we hit perform import. It'll go, and it's zipping along, and it shows you, wow. It's 5.5. Oh, jump. Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah, I don't get that. Anyway, so it's importing all this stuff from the shell into the course that I'm working on. And yes, oh, yeah, okay. So now it's all done. The import is complete. Yay, we can now return to the course. But where did it put those? That's the mystery, okay? Well, it put the required elements. Put the whole thing in here. Well, that's not good. Okay, well, that's fine. We can always get rid of it. So let's say, okay, so let's do the writing project 3 first. So I have writing project 3. Well, where's that going to go? So if I go back to my syllabus, I can say, where am I going to introduce writing project 3? Okay, that doesn't happen until week 11. Week 11. So introduce writing project 3. So I want to move that from here, okay, down to week 11. Well, what's week 11? Again, when we have the completed, it'll actually have the date right here. Well, week 11, let's just guess it's going to be October, November. Let's say that's going to be October 20th. Okay, why not? Okay, so let's go back to Moodle, and let's say it's going to be during this week. All right, so the week of the 16th to the 22nd. Okay, so what I'm going to do for that to move it is I just click. I can either move it like this, and then just slowly go down. That's kind of a pain in the neck to do it that way. Okay, or what I can do is I can just click on it. I just left clicked on it, and then it says, where do you want to put it? I'm like, I want to put it at the top of the section of that week, right there. And see, boom, then it moved it there. Ta-da! And see, our final draft is down here. So that's where we created the final draft where they're going to submit it. But this is the week that we're going to introduce it. See that? Oh, okay. Now you'll notice that when we go back up here, it's got these elements again, required elements. It's like, oh, we don't need that because that's not part of the class. Well, that's no problem. You just go in and delete that. It's going to add that as a week. Okay, you guys can confirm that. Okay, that's no big deal. Okay, then let's see what it did with the quizzes. Well, again, it brought over the quizzes kind of where I thought it should, and it brought over the whole section, which is what. Okay, but what we want to move this plagiarism quiz. Well, where is that supposed to go? Well, it was supposed to go under week 2, right? So again, you could just drag and drop it up there. Boom, there it is. Or you could have clicked on it and moved it like I showed you before. And then you want to get rid of the section it was in, so then you just hit delete. So in theory, you could load in all the quizzes and then just move them to the different weeks that you want to do. Okay, so now they should be in place. So in theory now, when I turn off editing, okay, and I'm going to switch over to student view. So now the students, when they go in, they will see that during this week, they have a quiz on plagiarism. Whoa, okay. So then for them to take the quiz, they would click on this. Okay, and it says, actually I have the quiz closed already. So I have to go in and then change it. So let's go ahead and make some changes to the quiz. Okay, so that's a good point. Glad that we looked at that. So let's get back to our normal view. Turn to my normal role, because I do have to change, that's right, I do have to change the deadline and a couple other things. So let's go back and let's put the editing back on. Just because this is actually an assignment. Plagiarism is an assignment. So now I'm going to hit edit next to it and edit the settings. And let's say, okay, and then you can say, you can leave notes here, take this quiz or whatever. You can leave instructions on the quiz if you want to. The timing shows when it's available. Okay, close the quiz. So if we go back to my syllabus, I can say, well, let's see, this quiz, I've got it running through the 20th, okay? So there's the quiz right there. So let's say I want to do on the 20th of August. So we'll go back. Actually, we're starting late this year, so let's make it the 23rd or something like that. Whenever you want to have the date be. So let's change that to the 23rd of August. Okay. And again, I have my date, because again, this is where you can change the time. I have it due by 11:55 p.m. Okay. I do not encourage you to have a time limit because there are some students who have IEPs and they require extra time. And frankly, again, you can put a time limit if you want to, but this just avoids that issue altogether. Okay. And then for the grade, you can decide how many times they are allowed to take it. The highest grade will count. If you want to just do 1, you can do unlimited. To be 2 times, and it'd be the last attempt, first attempt, highest average, highest grade, whatever you want to do, that's fine. Now, notice that it didn't automatically put it in a category. Oh dear, so now we need to move that to the quizzes. So now when they take the quiz, it actually goes and is automatically graded and put it into that gradebook section. Ta-da! A layout, you can choose, how many, these are like 10, question quizzes, you can change how many questions you want to do. The question behavior, I recommend that you shuffle within questions. That means that every time somebody takes it, it'll have the answers in a different order. Okay, that's just a thing for these pre-built ones. And I would just leave it at that. So then it's going to hit save and return to course. Okay. Now in theory, so now we've set the deadline for that. Okay. So let me switch back to the student role. Student. Okay. Now when a student goes to take this quiz, attempt to quiz now, and then here's the quiz. Da 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 da. Okay. Who's hurt the most when you plagiarize? Your mom. Okay. No. Another person doing the plagiarism. What is plagiarism? Da, 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 da. You can, look at that again. It randomizes the questions in here. It is okay to use research from an assignment you did before. That is true. Okay, what happens if you're found plagiarizing? You failed the class. Maybe you reported to school for violation of school policy. You'll get a 0 on the assignment. Nope, all those are correct. Stuff like that. You understand? Okay, and there's only 5 questions on this plagiarism quiz, apparently. Okay. It is not considered cheating if you copy the work you did from a different class. After all, it's your work. That is false. That is cheating. You can't use work from a different class or a different semester. Everything needs to be fresh and new for this class. Okay, and then let's just go say, okay, yeah, let's just say that. And then you hit finish attempt. And that's how they would take the quiz. Okay, and then they would submit it all in the finish, and I'm not going to do that because then it's going to go in and mess up my class. But the point is they can take the quiz, and it automatically grades it because the answers are already in there, and it goes right into your gradebook so you don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, piece of cake as far as that goes. Okay, and then again, notice later on, so then writing project 3 is where it should be. So again, the point here is that you just can go in, really what works for you, and you start building where things are going to go in each particular week, and whatever resources you want to put in a particular week. Once you have it built for one entire class, then you can just copy that over to the next section. So again, so for example, I'm teaching, so for the fall, I'm scheduled to teach section 18. Okay, well, section 18 is not set up yet, right? So in theory, I should just be able to go and import. And what do I want to import from? Well, let's see, I've got it. It's 110-07. I want to search for that one, and I want to make sure that it is from 2017, which is not even in here yet because I haven't finished it because it's not ready yet. But you get the idea. You'll be able to find the ones you need to do. By the time you get watching this video, you'll be able to find it. And then you could find one, and then you could import the whole thing over. That's the theory. Theory's good, isn't it? Yeah, anyway. So that's where we're at. Let me go back to what I was doing. So let me show you what would look like kind of when it's done. This is one of my classes from last semester. Okay. So here's all the stuff that I have at the beginning, the top, and then I have week 1, and then I have, I review what we're supposed to do for the week, and I have all the information they need. I do PowerPoints in my classes, so I actually I post the PowerPoints when I'm done. So if someone misses a class, they can go in and look at those. And then week 2, again, it shows what's going on, what we're supposed to be doing, and I have all the different elements that they need. So for this week, they're supposed to do the student acknowledgement forms. They have a reading that they're supposed to do for, which is found in the book, and then that's where they're supposed to submit those, and then there's a quiz on plagiarism and the grammar pretest. So you kind of get a sense of how that would work. So let's just look down to like week 9. Well, that's spring break. Good for us. Week 10. Again, here's the readings, here's a quiz, here's where they submit a paper, and then, if I want to put in peer reviews, extra credit, whatever. Okay, so that kind of just shows what a completed course would look like. And students have given me feedback. This is very good because it shows, again, exactly what we're doing in a particular week. And if they say, I didn't know what was due, really? You didn't know what was due? Did you go to Moodle? Yeah. So anyway, there's that video. So yes, you watched another video. Congratulations. Give yourself $5. All right. Bye-bye.